Hey all, it's Jess from Sunflower Dairy. Today I'm out here, we're going to be doing a garden tour, and it's beautiful out. It feels like fall, and it officially we've lost the humidity in the air, and it's actually just a nice cool temperature the last few days. So the fall crops, they're really starting to grow. We have all kinds of stuff all through the garden that's still going, and we are at the point where summer is about done, but fall stuff is starting, so we're like in that in-between stage, but there's still a lot of stuff growing in the garden. So we're in zone 5B, 6A, so if you're in any of those growing zones, if you see what we're growing, most likely you can grow that stuff in your garden right now as well too. All right, so as you see behind me, we have a lot of our little sunflowers starting to open on our little fence over by the greenhouse, and we have so many beautiful things. Just look at this corn. This corn is getting so crazy tall. I don't think you can even see the top of that. It's so tall up there. A crazy tall corn. But this is our broom corn. All right. Lots of stuff growing over in the garden. Still quite a few tomatoes. Tomatoes. The marigolds, they're starting to go crazy. Lots and lots of cayenne peppers down here. Going over this way in the garden. Lots of shashito peppers. Those are growing like crazy. Those are really great frying pepper. A lot of people like to fry those in a frying pan. And take a look at the sunflowers. Remember I showed you last week that they were up nice and tall? Well, the sunflowers, they're starting to get big. So when sunflowers get big, it starts to weigh the actual plant down. So they start hanging down like this when they start getting big. But you can kind of see, compared to me, look at how big that sunflower is. So this is getting pretty large, and this is just going to keep growing and growing until these petals fall off of here. But there's going to be quite a few sunflower seeds in this. Lots more cabbages growing like crazy in here. Still tons of cherry tomatoes. Look at all those. Lots of really huge tomatoes back there. These back here, they're some of my, let's see, there we go. Those back there, those orange tomatoes, those are some of the largest tomatoes I've ever grown. This Kellogg's Breakfast, this is a huge tomato. So if you want huge tomatoes, that's definitely a variety that you want to try to grow. And then over here, the second garden over here, lots of fall crops over here in this garden. Also, lots more sunflowers. And then look at this beautiful red one that just opened. Lots of basil going like crazy. We're going to be making some pesto with that pretty soon here. This is white borage. Really pretty. You've probably seen the blue borage before. Really beautiful, edible flowers. The pollinators love them. A lot of people use them for decorating cakes and things like that. Beautiful strawberry blonde calendula. Look how beautiful that color is. Rutabagas in through here. Look at how huge these leaves are getting. Really huge. Lots of marigolds in here. Gold. Some large orange marigolds. Have some dill, Swiss chard, some dino kale right here. Also some chamomile growing. And here is our second round of rhubarb. So I've already harvested our first round of rhubarb for the year. So usually I harvest my first round of rhubarb when the strawberries are going. So I usually do strawberry rhubarb pies, pastries, stuff like that. But this will be the second round of rhubarb in the garden for the year. So I'll be harvesting this before it gets cold, and then this will die back and then it will come back in the spring. Lots of beautiful dark tomatoes in here. Check out all these zinnias. So many zinnias. Check out the noodle beans. They're growing like crazy. Just look at those. Crazy. Lots of cucamelons up here. Oh, take a look at that noodle bean. That one's really long. Lots of beautiful string beans growing on these trellises here. Just want to give you a visual of how beautiful these trellises are. But just look at, there's string beans growing all over this thing. They're just everywhere. So many string beans. Back here, another huge sunflower. Just look at that. Lots of fall crops growing in here. Cilantro, and there's also some lettuces. There's bok choy and kohlrabi and some cauliflowers, broccolis in here, all kinds of fall crops growing. These are really growing pretty quickly. I'm pretty impressed with how fast these are growing in here. There's quite a few bush beans growing in here. Check out the colors on those. Really beautiful. And these plants are just crazy. Look at, and they're just covered with string beans all over the place. Just full of string beans. Check out these white sunflowers. Really beautiful. These plants are full. Just totally full. Really beautiful. Lots of teaspoon tomatoes growing like crazy in here. All right, all. Hope you enjoyed the garden tour. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.